Okay, so I just saw an advanced screening of In the Heights. Thank you so much for that screening. I was like giving a thanks to, and I actually have a funny story about that. It does tie into this review, so don't worry. Usually when I go to these screenings, it's in a certain theater. I usually go to the same one, and I try to get there early because I don't want to miss, these screenings. And this time I went to the wrong theater. They put in a different one, and I got there, and I realized, and I looked at the phone, I read the message, I went to the wrong theater, and the theater, it turns out, is 20 minutes away, and the movie starts in 20 minutes. So I just ran to my car, I booked it over, and I'm trying to swerve through these drivers. I swear driving has gotten worse since the pandemic. Like, everyone's grandma now. Everyone's driving like a grandma, except when they slam on the brakes, where it's just like, and it just sucks. So I'm swerving around everybody. And this is at a Music Box, where if you know that area in Chicago, it's very difficult to find parking around there. It's a beautiful spot, but parking sucks. So I'm trying to find parking. I'm driving around in circles. I finally get one. Okay, so I pull in. I have to parallel park. I'm not very good at that. So I slam the door. I start running towards the theater. I realize that I didn't put money in the meter, so I turn around. I run towards the meter. I put the money in. I run in. And there's the person taking the names and everything. I'm like, am I too late? Because this is one of those where they let the critics in, and then I think they let other people who bought tickets in, so like seating is kind of limited. And she's like, no, you just made it, it's all good and stuff. So I walk in, I'm in a bad mood, man, because I was just driving and yelling at the traffic. I'm so stupid, I can't believe I got the wrong theater, how dumb of me and everything. The reason I'm bringing all this up, because I sit down, movie starts, a minute into the first song, I'm in a good mood. I just feel great. This is a really good movie. This is based on the Lin-Manuel musical that I will admit I have not seen. And the reason I'm saying that is so you know that I'm going in completely blind. I had no idea, obviously this must have been a big hit, but I didn't know any of the songs or the plot or anything. And I really think this is a film, I don't think this is going to be, like, universally loved, like, I don't know, Sound of Music or West Side Story or something like that. Well, even they're not always universally loved either, but you know what I mean. I don't know if it's going to win everybody over, but I think it's going to win a lot of people over, and I think a lot of folks are really going to like it, and I think it's going to last through the years. The people who I don't think we'll get into it, I will go into that in a bit, but I do want to make it very clear, I really like this film. This is a lot of what I'm looking for in a movie musical. I usually like a little bit more conflict, and that ties in a little bit to why I think some people won't get into it, but all the songs are either expressing an emotion or it's furthering something. And this is really just a story about these people, in the Heights, and how they live their lives, and I think the folks that will not get into this, and this is the first really major warning I want to make about this, are the people who see Dancing in the Streets and they think, West Side Story, Blues Brothers, these are movies where, yes, it's a musical, but there's usually like a big fight or a big conflict or car chases or like fighting choreography that's both kind of dancing and fighting and stuff like that. That is not the kind of film this is. It's not the kind of musical this is. This is a musical about people discovering where they've come from, where they are, where they're going, and how and if they can get there. There is really no fighting in this. There's no misunderstanding in this. There's no liar revealed. There's no villain. This is really just people coming to grips with who they are and who they will be and who they were and where they've come from. So it's very rich in that sense, but if you're watching this film thinking like, oh yeah, like everyone says this is great, so there better be some really good drama and people that, hate each other and are gonna, really, really come to blows and stuff. It's not that kind of musical. It really, like I said, the look is kind of giving off a West Side Story vibe, and it's really not that. I was thankful for that because I'm kind of sick of those stories. I mean, I shouldn't say that. A lot of those stories are done well, but I like seeing a musical where people are talking about how they feel. They're singing about how they feel, how they're going to get through stuff, and they're singing about difficulties and real life challenges. And there isn't a formulaic bad guy. There isn't a formulaic, oh, I'm really this, and then at the third act it's revealed they're not, or a third act breakup where the couple suddenly thinks they don't like each other. There's a hint of that, but not really. This really is about the rich history of of this place and these people, and where the generations of them have come from and where generations of them are going, and the struggles of getting there. But it's also just about people that live on the street and have romances and make jokes and take some things for granted and some things like they value, but then don't realize just how even more valuable it is until it's gone. I mean, it really is one of those musicals where you just say all these good things, and for me, I'm glad they don't have those typical cliches of what I was talking about before, the villains and misunderstandings and so forth. But I think a lot of people are going to be thrown off by that. I think they are going to want more, I don't want to say more drama, but faster drama, because it really takes a while to get to the problems that a lot of the people are going through in the movie. There is a lot of celebration songs. There's a lot of feel-good songs, and they're great. They are so good, but there's a lot of them. The cleverness of the film, though, is every single time one pops up where I'm like, I don't know, we're doing another one of these, another Isn't Everything Great song, is they would do something to mix it up. They would add something different to make it so that you were still interested. I remember at one point, I'm saying to myself, man, this film should probably be wrapping up. But again, I know it's based on a stage musical, and those are, very long, obviously. You pay a lot of money for them, you want to get your money's worth, depending on where you see it, I guess. But I was saying to myself, man, this should be wrapping up soon. And it's these two, they're on this balcony, and I'm thinking, well, great, they're just going to sing a little love song to each other, and this isn't going to be that interesting. But then they start dancing along the side of the building, like Spider-Man. Like, they just suddenly start walking along the walls of the building and start dancing, and the camera does a lot of fun stuff. And I'm like, okay, suddenly this is interesting. And even though what they're singing about is usually a very poignant, and again does help to move the story forward and what they're feeling forward, there is kind of a sound that you do get a little tired of hearing, or you want a little bit more variation in it. But when you add that extra little addition, whether it's something with the character or something visual or whatever, or even an additional bit of information that wasn't privy to you before, that adds a lot, and it really keeps everything pretty fresh and really flowing well. The characters are really friggin' charming. Everyone that pops up, I want to hug all of them. They're all just really likable, sweet people, and they're super charming. It certainly has, as you would imagine looking at the trailers and it being based on Lin-Manuel Miranda, is that his last name? I think so. I just say Lin-Manuel because I think I always get the last name wrong. But it really, really does a good job in making you just connect with these people and really want to get to know them more. No character popped up and I ever said, oh, this person, well, I don't care about this person. Like, everyone I wanted to be in a better spot by the end, which I think is not only a credit to the writing and the songwriting as well, but the acting. These are characters that can very easily be made too corny, and sometimes they come a little close, and I get a feeling for some people it's gonna cross that line, because again, there's not a ton of dramatic stuff going here. There's not a lot of fights in here or car chases or anything like that. So, but for me, I thought they walked that tightrope very, very well. The songs are extremely memorable. Like, you're going to be tapping your toe for a week. I was watching this. I was sitting in the back because I was like the only seat available. And I'm kind of glad I did, because while everyone else is up there enjoying it, like, I was legit kind of, hitting my hands on my lap and stuff like that. I was really, really getting into the music and the choreography. The problems I have with the movie are very minor. They do stand out a little bit, but they don't ruin that much. It's just something where the more you watch it, you kind of pick up on it. First of all, it is always shot during the same time of day. Like, the sun never goes down. There's not, like, many night shots or night moments. I mean, there is one whole section that takes place at night. It's a big musical number, but you'll see what I mean. If you watch a trailer and you see the time of day it's set there, it is always the exact look, the exact color, the exact lighting, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if only they, like I said, it was dusk or dawn, or the sun was going down, or it was raining or something, because I kind of got tired of looking at the exact, it almost looks like it was all shot in a day. I mean, not in terms of how the choreography was, obviously that took months and months to prepare, but just the look. If you were to tell me, yeah, all of this happened or took place in a day, I'd almost believe it, because it just always looks the same. But again, that's a real nitpick, because you're paying attention to the dancing and the characters and the songs and so forth. The other, there's two other little issues I had. Again, they're really not that big a deal, because everything else really overshadows it. One is there's one or two times they cheat a little bit with the information they're giving you. And I think this is something you could do a lot better on stage, and I'm sure they have. Without giving away too much, the narration, anyone that's seen the stage play, I'm sure they did this too, and I feel like it works a lot better on stage than in film, because when there is a little bit of a surprise at the end, and you kind of nod saying, okay, I see what they're doing, but that's kind of lying. Like, oh no, a different point of view. Yeah, sure, but come on. That was kind of that felt a little cheap. But with that said, I don't know if I had to tell it like the stage show. I don't know how I would do it while trying to kind of trick the audience. So it's not something where I'd say, oh, come on, this is the obvious answer. I don't know how I would do it. I forget what they call her in this. It's kind of like the block mom, something like that. It's this older lady who doesn't have any kids, but kind of treats everyone on the block like, they're her kids. I mean, this is like the silver-haired kind of lady that has, she has like stories about her napkins, man, and how important they are. And again, you're like, well, what the hell do you care about napkins? When you hear her talk about it, it's like, oh my God. Like, your heart just goes out. She has a song sequence in here. Again, anyone that's seen the show, I'm sure you know what the section I'm talking about. They should just email her Oscar nomination, man, because this is another one of those roles where she doesn't have many scenes, but she makes them count. She really, really makes them work and leaves an impact, and is really, really wonderful in this. And I hope she's not the only one who really gets recognition for the performances in this film, because I think a lot of people could probably see parts of this as a little light, and even the resolution, which you can spot a mile away. Again, I guess I won't give it away, but you can spot some of the things that happen at the end, or how certain problems are going to resolve themselves pretty far ahead of time. But so that can be seen as a little corny, but I really hope these performers really get the recognition they deserve, because they are so charming and so likable, but still do not shy away from some of the more difficult dramatic moments. And I really hope they get a lot of attention for that, because I really think, like, this one woman in their scene in the middle of the movie, I think that's just going to steal, like, all the attention. But I really hope everyone else really gets their due, because everyone, I mean, on top of dancing and singing, people, I think, really underestimate how difficult it is to be charming on film, especially if you're, I mean, I know it sounds strange, because, like, especially when you're good looking and you got a good voice, and it sounds like, well, no, that's easy, but you'd be shocked how many people, especially just go to like an actor's audition and see how many people there are who look good, can sing really well, and have a good smile and stuff like that. I mean, especially when you see just a ton of these people, and Hollywood, of course, is full of people like that, and Broadway and so forth. You really have to go an extra mile to stand out, and these people really do stand out. So I'm really hoping this is like beginning of a lot of careers for a lot of these folks, because I really think they did a fantastic job. So yeah, I guess I would say, having not seen the original show, I'm assuming it's pretty close. It really feels like it's pretty close. So I would assume if you're a fan of the show, you'll probably be a fan of this. Obviously, the dancing is very, very good. The music is great. They're all toe tappers, and they're wonderful. The acting is really wonderful. If you're a fan of other musicals, but you're looking for something that, like Sound of Music, has them running away from soldiers and stuff like that, it's not that kind of musical, and you really need to know that going in. This is more similar to like a coming-of-age story, I suppose, though it's more of coming of age and also looking back at, other ages, other people's coming of age from long ago. So I think that's really important to know, that not a ton happens in the movie. It's more just these people trying to figure out where they came from, who they are, and who they're going to be. That to me is very interesting, and I thought they did it very well in this. But this is not a film that, again, has a lot of fights or chases or anything like that. So that's very important to know going in. If that's what you're looking for, this is not the film for that. If you are looking for something that's more about people discussing their histories and their futures and coming to grips with them, I think this movie's fantastic. I think it's really, really good. This is the kind of musical I really enjoy, because something like La La Land, which I know a lot of people enjoyed, and it is good. I'm definitely not going to say it's a bad movie by any means, but that's the kind of musical that doesn't connect as strongly with me, because you'll have someone go out and sing about how awesome California is, or it opens with them stuck in traffic and they're kind of singing about how great traffic is and stuff like that. Nothing feels really furthered, nothing feels really pushed, like I'm not finding out that much about people except how they like a place or something like that. Where in this, even when they're singing about how much they kind of enjoy the heights, well, first of all, they're kind of singing how annoying it is too, but like how wonderful and annoying at the same time it is. But they are still giving background on who they are and what they're looking for and so forth. So this is the kind of musical I really, really enjoy. So, and Buster just came in to say goodbye here. So I'll say that's the kind of... You want to see? Bye, Buster? Yeah, I know. So Buster did not see it, but I think he really liked it too. Oh, how can I not make that the thumbnail? I still won't. But I would definitely say, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more calmed down in terms of story, and a little bit more laid back, but still just as poignant, this is a really, really good movie to check out, and if you're a musical fan. So that's about it. He's rubbing against the chat out here. All right, tell him, Buster, if you have seen the movie, what did you think about it? That's good stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do our own cartoon show soon. That's a lie. Don't look for that. So if you have seen it, please let me know what you think, and also how it compares to the stage show, because I have not seen the stage show. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Take care.